Hello my friends, this is Mr. Science Mover, and welcome to our new series, Shmooving Out, where we'll be teaching you the shmoovement of moving out. This tutorial series will cover all currently known techniques, starting from the basics and building to the more advanced techniques. The first episode will cover the most quintessential objects of moving out, boxes. Boxes themselves are a form of light object. That means you're able to pick them up while still running at a constant speed. This is important to note because it means that you do not save time by letting them go, nor do you lose time by picking them up. The main time save that boxes give us is in the form of throws. Throwing is a basic mechanic of the game. It's taught in the tutorial. However, the depth of this mechanic is never explicitly taught. The process of throwing an object is actually a complex one. We'll divide the entire process into three parts: the wind-up, the throw, and the recovery. When you press down the throw button, your character enters the wind-up state. At this point, your character is primed and ready to throw. An X will appear on the ground where the box you're holding will land upon letting go. While in the wind-up state, your character is locked in place and can't walk. However, more astute players will notice that you can actually still jump. This allows you to move around while in the wind-up state. Let's move on to exiting the wind-up state and entering the throw state. The basic throw is executed by letting go of the throw button. However, your throw state is ultimately dependent on your wind-up state. If you're standing still or running on the ground when entering the throw state, you will perform a normal throw. If you enter the throw state while jumping, however, you will perform a more nuanced technique called the jump throw. The jump throw is used in speedrunning for two main reasons. The first and intended reason is that it allows the box to clear taller walls. Executing this form of jump throw is fairly easy and intuitive. The second reason to jump throw is that, if your timing is correct, you can throw the box much farther than if you were to simply throw the box. This longer version of the jump throw can save you a lot of time on levels with many boxes, such as Jerry's apartment. After executing any kind of throw, you are automatically put into a recovery state. The resolution of your throw is dependent on what you plan to do next and where you plan to go next. If you've just executed a standing throw, your character maintains the ability to turn in any direction immediately. In this case, your recovery period is predetermined by the game to be about 1 second. In this time, your character is unable to pick up any other objects. You will know this state is over when your character's arms drop to their side. If you have just executed a jump throw, your character will most likely regain the ability to pick up objects before you hit the ground. In this case, your recovery period ends when you hit the ground. However, most of the time, you will be moving when you execute this jump throw, and a majority of those times, you'll want to immediately turn around after throwing. Jump throws do not have the same kind of turn control as standing throws do, so make sure to use each where necessary. While throws and jump throws are the main ways of moving boxes into the truck, there are alternatives. One important technique to know is the box push. Boxes themselves provide no resistance to a player's walking speed when on flat ground. This allows you to move massive amounts of boxes in a short period of time without having to pick them all up individually. Another use for this box push is to move boxes while holding on to bigger objects. We'll get to bigger objects later in the series, but if you're holding a big object and drag it backwards, you can push a box along with your back, saving the time it would take to go back and throw it. A lesser used move that is still valuable in some cases is the spin throw. This move is different than previous throws in that you never actually hit the throw button. Instead, you use the angular momentum of your character turning around to fling your object away at a high velocity. While this throw may not always go as far as a normal throw, sometimes you don't need your box to go that far. In these cases, the spin throw will allow you to throw a box a short distance without entering a recovery period. The last box technique is probably the most niche, but may be useful to remember in specific cases. This would be the box jump. When holding a box, you can jump across larger gaps by grabbing onto the ledge with the box and jumping up yourself. While this technique has been mainly used in arcade levels, there are a few uses in main game and DLCs as well. The main drawback of this technique is that it loses time compared to a full jump, but if your only alternative is walking a large distance, sometimes the box jump is the best way. One important principle that has more to do with routing than the actual moves themselves is the idea of juggling. When you have multiple boxes to move across a large distance, it is important to keep in mind how much distance your character is walking. In this case, juggling will help you save walking time by allowing you to progressively move your objects across the level all at once, rather than running each to the truck individually. And that's about it for boxes. Stay tuned for the next tutorial, where we'll talk about other small objects including chairs, consoles, suitcases, and fragiles. That's all for today, and remember to keep on shmooving.